why do brands need to take a leaf out of an approach which talks about socialization of business? I just like to draw your attention to something which has happened recently, which is so compelling, which should shake us up out of our slumber and make us aware of the need for doing something like this, and that is the bushfires in Australia. Fires that have covered a region which is as big as the size of a country like South Korea in just 2 months, and have destroyed, killed wildlife to the tune of 100 crore animals, is a proof of the pudding that we need to buck up and start looking at corporations and corporate initiatives in the light of what it can or it should not be doing for the society. I did a back of the hand calculation and came up with this figure that if everybody in America, India and China would change their cell phone even once every 3 years, by 2100 we will have 8,000 crore mobile handsets in the e-waste collection of this planet. Just 3 countries, 80 years, 8,000 crore handsets lying as e-waste. The planned obsolescence model that has caught up with all companies in the marketing departments is doing a lot of damage to the planet, and I think these are the kind of concerns that you will have to address as you progress. But I am going to draw your attention to some startling facts. First, I've taken 7 startling statistics which would make you aware of why you need to be looking at business from a different lens, and hence building brands in the 21st century is going to be a very different ball game. It's not going to be the glamorous exercise that we've all been thinking brand building is all about. It's a very, very tough exercise to build a brand and maintain that iconic status that it enjoys. First, food. 1 in 9 people in the world habitually go hungry. But at the other end, 40% of the adult population is overweight. You see the dichotomies that the marketers of tomorrow will have to deal with. Second, 2.2 billion people lack access to safely managed drinking water reserves, of which 16 crore are in India alone. And that's why the whole focus on providing drinking water, tap drinking water by 2024 to all of India. Third, in 2018, almost 8% of the world's workers and their families lived on less than US dollar 1.9 per day, which means almost every 10th person in the world lives at less than $2 a day. And when you say $2 a day, not just for him, that includes his family, because he is the sole breadwinner for the family. Fourth, health. At least half of the world's 7.3 billion people are not receiving the essential health services they need. Fifth, population, and this is very interesting. By 2050, the global population will be 9.7 billion. And by 2100, the global population will be 11.2 billion, which means 1,120 crore people across the globe. Same land area, much lesser water, much lesser resources at the speed at which we are destroying the environment, and the productivity capacity of land is not going to increase dramatically, so the same quantum of food available to feed almost 2.5 times the population. Around 2025, India will overtake China and become world's most populous country, and India and China will account for 1/3 of the global population. These two neighbors alone. There's an interesting statistic I have which kind of shook me up. Guess what is going to be the population of Delhi in 2100? 2.5 crores? 3.5 crores? 5? 10 crores? Okay. No, this is not an auction. This is not an auction going on here. So it is 6.25 crores in 2100. Delhi will move from 2.5 crores to 6.25 crores in 80 years. And it's not going to be the most populous in India. Mumbai, which is about 2.25 crores, would move to 6.75 crores with the same land area, 3 times the growth in 80 years. But the most populous city in the world is not from any of the developed economies that we know of. The most populous city in the world is going to be, any guesses? No, 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 no. So you cannot guess, and hence I'll give the answer. The most populous city in the world in 2100s is going to be Lagos in Nigeria, with 8.8 crore people living in that city. So you can imagine the way the entire geopolitical dynamics of this planet will be changing in the next 80 years. And if you are going to be the movers and shakers of the corporate world over the next 4 decades, you have to be addressing these issues in whatever you do in the future. Sixth, children. 16.7 crore children by 2030 will be living in extreme poverty. And more than 15 crore additional girls will marry off before their 18th birthday by 2030. And last, old age. By 2050, 1 in 6 people in the world will be over the age of 65, up from 1 in 11 in 2019. So double the number of old people, which means reduction in the people in the working population and more expenses on social security, health care, and several other diseases that come with the festival of old age. So that's the kind of market analysis which lies ahead of you in terms of what you need to be addressing while building brands in the 21st century. There's a figure here which says that according to the Standard Chartered Investment Map, India represents a 1.124 trillion opportunity for private sector investors to help achieve sustainable development goals by 2030. You can imagine an investment opportunity in sustainable development goals by private sector. You wouldn't be thinking like this 30, 40 years earlier. That's the kind of change in the landscape that you are looking at.